This week I've been talking about immersion, which is the third of the 4 I's that we reference at 4I when we talk about leadership development. There we go. We talk about 4I's at 4I. Yes, we do. And the thought for the week that I'd like to present to you is really a question, almost a challenge, but certainly an opportunity to consider which area of leadership you are going to immerse yourself in to set yourself up for success in the long term, on the horizon, over this next decade. I mean, I think there would be any number, but certainly, I'm just going to pick 3 standout, sort of areas of leadership development that are going to require a huge amount of focus and attention in order for them to be understood and then for you to have capability and skills to navigate effectively. Artificial intelligence, collective intelligence, and hyperconnectivity. What am I talking about? Those 3 things are all either present today and it will be much more significant, or they're right around the corner in terms of their full deployment and sort of intermeshing with the workplace, and their impacts on leadership are only really just starting to be understood, let alone felt. So artificial intelligence, I think most people would be familiar with. This is intelligence that comes from machines and learning machines, essentially software that can learn and then sort of act upon that learning. And the integration of that software with human activity is going to be a game changer for most businesses over the next 10 years. So how you lead a team, which is part composed of people and part composed of learning machine, which at the moment is being referred to as a centaur team, that is going to be a pivotal success or failure point for a lot of leaders over the 2020s. The next one is collective intelligence. So if it's not if it's not artificial intelligence, hyper comes next. If it's not artificial intelligence, it's collective intelligence. So collective intelligence is a human and or potentially machine, but primarily it's spoken about as being a human domain. And it's really about how do we aggregate the sort of collective whole humanness and the human base of knowledge so that we can really compound the benefits of knowledge. So it's kind of the anti-point to individual knowledge holding and, sort of top shelving, information and insights and data. How can we most efficiently share our capabilities from learning in order to broaden the impact and really sort of compound the benefits of learning, and do that to such an extent that it is really continually engaged with, connected and refreshed. That's referred to as collective intelligence, and how you lead with and through that and adapt that as a mode of developing yourself and your team. That is going to be a key capability as a leader. And the final one, hyperconnectivity. A lot of this is driven through technology, but it's also driven by the way that we communicate and we disperse information constantly. As a leader, you've got to be very, very conscious of your communication and use your communication to connect and enable people to understand and interact with you, but not just in terms of your words, in terms of your purpose and your meaning and your drive and your ability to motivate. It's also something that we have to be cautious about in terms of how your communication can be most efficient and most effective when it's on all the time. Email, text message, social media activity, videos, pre-recorded, live. You've got to be conscious that all of these modes need subtle variance in communication style and methodology in order for your purpose to be consistent and consistently conveyed. So artificial intelligence, collective intelligence, hyperconnectivity. Which of those 3, or others of your choice, of course, don't just take my suggestions, but pick a major leadership theme and go spend some time investigating it and decide how you can best attune yourself with it and forearm yourself to use it in the years ahead. That is my quite long but thought for the week.